Once again, it is I, the Mighty Rider. And today, what are we going to be talking about? Gen 8 Heroes. They came out. Gen 7, still awesome. Do we have a great song? No, because we still love Bradley. Oh, Bradley. No, that's about all you get out of that one. There's no song for the next guys or and gal. As our Gen 8 has launched. As you can see, I haven't earned only one of them. She's right there, Sonya. Then I'm still waiting on Hendrik and Gato. I'm waiting on Gato. I did that. Dad humor. Right. So we're looking Sonya because we unlocked her already.
Treasures, I'm coming.
Ooh, oops, she got a freeze gun. And as always with the generations, we kind of discover them together because what have I done? I did a little research ahead of time, but I didn't really read so I memorized stuff because what's the fun of that? I could just sit here and recite to you like a robot. This is Sonya. She is a lancer. She does blah 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 blah. Snooze. All right, we're gonna look at her skills. We're gonna start with her exploration. What is exploration for? Of course, your one-on-one attacks and your arena. First one, what do we love about her? What do we already love about her? Yeah, I'm gonna mute that stuff. We love that she got an area of effect damage, and once you get her up to what's that 4 stars? So it's level 5. That's right, 4 stars, level 5. That's always our main goal. Is if you're going for Sonya, she's got an area effect damage up to 300%, which is pretty good. Everything I've read is Sonya's a pretty good Lancer, but she's not a must-have. One of the reasons being is because Gen 9, which now will be 80 days from now, approximately, Gen 9's Lancer will be Lucky Wheel. So you're going to want to probably get that one. So Sonya will become obsolete probably pretty quickly. Unless there's a tweak somewhere where she becomes awesome at some certain skills. So like I said, area effect damage 3%. That's really good. Here we got Sonya fires a frozen bomb, dealing attack of 140% damage to an enemy and reducing the attack speed of nearby enemies by 50% for 3 seconds. 3 seconds. Man, I'm so tongue tied today already. It's crazy. So that's pretty good, the frozen bomb. And then we got Money Hungry. That sounds hilarious. Sonya's burning desire for bounty propels her into a frenzied state on the battlefield, increasing her attack by 30%. That's pretty good. If only that was on an expedition, it'd be even awesomer. So that's not bad. I mean, I'm gonna. Eventually, I'll probably get her again. Me being a large sea mammal, and not a total F2P free to play. So I'll probably eventually get her and check her out. Well, now check out her expedition. And again, this is where we're checking for is she a good joiner? Is she a good rally lead for attacking or for garrison? And that's joiner either way. Well, we're going to figure it out together. And right here, we're going to see everyone has a share when legendary ocean treasure is found. Sonya's promise inspires everyone, increasing damage by 20% for all troops. So that's pretty good. So that's again, remember, that's her first skill. So if it's 20% for all troops, so right away that puts her in not a bad spot for as a joiner for your rallies. She's better than Philly. She's better than Nora. In my opinion, because it's for damage for all troops and not just damage on attack on the enemy. She's better than Gwen. But again, it's only 20%, so she's not as good as our tried and trues. So it's really going to depend on your alliance and whether or not you want to authorize using Sonya as a joiner. I'm probably gonna say because you're skipping her for the most part, unless you're a spender. Probably not. It's only 20%. There's 25 from Soyun. There's 25 from Jasser, Jesse, um, Geronimo, Bradley. Eventually, when he becomes a joiner, right now again he should be your main lead, so she's not going to be a lead. So I probably not get too crazy with her, because again, the big thing again, as always with Bear, is only the first 4. So if you got people joining with Jesse Jasser, you'd rather have 4 Jesse Jassers in there than a Sonya because that's going to reduce everybody's attack by 5%. Even if 20% is pretty good, it reduces by 5% because her 20 obviously is 5% less than 25. Yep, major mathematics. Her second expedition skill, Sonya motivates her troops with bounty, making her lancers deal up to 75% more damage every two attacks and increasing attack by 25% for all troops for one turn. So that's actually really good. That's a great second attack. But yeah, because the second, ooh, pardon me, it is late here where I'm at. It's actually just after midnight, if I'm not mistaken. But I'm always up this late, anyways. I know I'm crazy. If you come join us, don't forget there is Mighty's Midnight Hunt, which was last night, and we have a nice bear trap at midnight. And I do that because I want to play, and so U.S. players want to play there. And also, it's late enough where I can get some of you, we'll call them Western European or Central European country players, can also join in because it's only 5-6 hours off, so it's not terrible for you guys. Um, or actually, I'm sorry, I went the wrong way. I meant Central or Eastern. Yeah, no, I'm not a geography person. Central or Eastern Europe, or even to the Asian countries that will be able to join in and have fun with myself. And me being the large team member of the group, everyone's joined my rallies because I give lots of points. And personal bests are right around the corner. Right now, we're going to the third one, and her Lancers will seize every chance to launch a surprise raid like underwater currents. Her Lancers deal 250% damage every 5 turns and stun the target for one turn. So that's cool, but it's only for Lancers. And what do you not use a lot of when attacking? Lancers. I mean, so I'm not seeing a real upside with that third skill, her Torrential Impact. Um, this one's pretty good. So if she's your rally lead, that's pretty good right there. And then increasing damage for all troops again. So if she's a lead, she's actually not that bad. I'd actually consider her. Hmm. I may if eventually when I do get her, I may experiment with her as a rally lead. Right now, we're going to look at her skill. I haven't unlocked it obviously yet. It's locked. Mangrove Frog. So we're going to scroll for a second. Wrong way. Right here. Where's Mangrove Frog? Right there. So your exploration is chilled to the bone, which Sonya improves the formula of her cryogen, increasing her attack by 24% when freezing the effect of extreme cold ends. Shattered ice will deal attack 70% damage to nearby enemies. That sounds pretty good. So that's going to help again, like arena, one-on-one attack. So that's not bad. Again, that's one of those things. Like eventually, when I've unlocked her best skills, I might look into that. But like I said, not in a hurry to upgrade her. Her expedition is she sets up turrets that spurt out streams of water, increasing defender troops' lethality. So she's defensive. So she would be potentially part of your defensive garrison. So, in my opinion, if you do have her right now, she probably replaces whoever your defensive. Yeah, 100%. So right now, if you were setting up a defensive garrison, she's your girl. That's it. You want her to be, again. This is if you're leading the garrison, not a joiner. You'd want her to be your lead for that because you've got the defender troops lethality, and as we looked at before with her skills, she's got some Lancers help there because we're mostly Lancers when you're using Garrison. Whether you be a 70-30, you got 30% Lancers, 60-40, you got 40% Lancers. So they're helping damage right there. You got some great attack for both Lancers and overall attack, which is then your that 60 or 70 is part of your um, infantry. And then, of course, again, there was that first one, which is damage up. And all of a sudden, it's crazy. I don't even know why. I usually don't yawn this much. But damage by 20%. So she's good for that. So I would recommend her right now as a lead lancer for a garrison. If you're the lead for your garrison, whether you're playing in Foundry or Tundra Arms, perhaps even like Frost Rider or something like that. That's probably where she pops in. But again, she's mostly going to be for if you are a spender. Mid tier spender, high tier spender. I'd recommend her. Yeah, just because in 80 days, if you're free to play, it's going to take you at least that long to boost her up to 3 or 4 stars, maybe, because you're going to take you a while to get there. So it's not going to be worth it because you're going to get a lucky wheel Lancer in Gen 9. So if you're free to play, just say no to Sonya. That's going to be my recommendation. Um, if you happen to get her, just slowly build her, go for it, but don't do it because you need to build up her widgets too. I don't recommend spending money on the widgets for Sonya. So thanks for looking at Sonya. Next, we're going to look at Hendrick, who's a marksman. Hendrick has been recommended, mostly because he's really good at arena. I've read. He's of course next level marksman, so it's pretty good. So as always, we will explore exploration level 1. He summons ancient spirits from the dark abyss to attack the enemies, dealing 300% damage to targets within range and stunning them for 1.5 seconds. That sounds pretty good so far. So 300% damage to targets within range. I wonder if it's a group. It's not. No, it's not area of effect. So it's probably just ones there. But the stunning is nice too. Hopefully it hits their hero. Then we have Captain Hendrick hurls a heavy anchor with unbelievable strength, dealing attack 140% damage to enemies within range. That's a nice little attack. And lastly, Captain Hendrick possesses an uncanny ability to harness power from others, increasing his attack by 2.5% for each enemy defeated, max 15 stacks. So I wonder if that's the whole troops as well as the hero. I'm assuming it is. So that can be pretty good. And then we're going to go to Expedition, where level 1 is going to increase. I'm sorry. Captain Hendricks commands a gigantic naval shipworm gnaw at. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, it doesn't read properly. Captain Hammer commands a gigantic naval shipworm gnaw at the enemy's armor, reducing all enemy troops' defense by 25%. That's pretty good. So that's where you consider, like, oh, is that a good joiner for Bear? This is where you say no, because even though it's a 25%, it's reducing the defense by 25%. It's not increasing your attack by 25%. And I know it's all in the verbiage there, but it's the same type of thing where with Gwen, whereas it's decreasing the enemy's defense, so not really helping you out there. Let's see. Hendrick covers all friendly troops with a layer of hard-shelled barnacles every 4 turns, increasing their defense by 30% for 2 turns. So, pardon me, that sounds pretty good. Defensively, your 30% increase, because it says all friendly troops. It's every 4 turns, increased for 2 turns. So that's getting you're getting into percentages and stuff like that. I'm not calculating it out because again, I'm not a sergeant of statistics. And finally, every 3 turns, the ancient abyssals spirits, just descendants, will work. I can't even speak English because I don't think this really was written in it. Will work together with Hendrix Barksman to launch an attack, dealing 40% damage to all enemies. But remember, it's every 3 turns, so it's not that great. Because if you're doing it percentage wise, 40 is so it's a little bit of a boost. So this is why he's not on your garrison. He's just not. He's not. You're not adding him to your bear rally. That's not gonna happen here. We're gonna go check out what his actual skills are, though. Again, I did run the wrong way because that's what I keep doing. And we got Hendrick over here. So we got. I'm not even gonna try and pronounce that. Song of Rye, maybe. He summons ancient spirits from the dark abyss to attack enemies, dealing 300% damage to targets within range and stunning them for 1.5 seconds. And again, that's your exploration, so that's really good right there. And I'm stupid because I'm reading the things that I already read to you. We were looking for a special. Here we go. Hydra's Dance. When the spirit summoned by Song of Raya is gone, leaving behind moving tentacles that attract nearby enemies to attack. The tentacles have 30% of Hendrick's initial health and exist for 5 seconds. Pardon me. That sounds really cool, and I'd love to see if that actually does. Like little tentacles pop up on the screen right there and then attack people, and they're usually 30% of his initial health, it says. So it's not like his current health, it's the initial health. That sounds actually really good. So that's why everything I've read said he's really good for arena, because that sounds pretty awesome. Um, He then is rally troops attack by 15% from the Abyssal Blessing. The Ancient Abyssal Spirits Blessing increased the rally troops attack by 15%. Which, again, that's a nice attack as a garrison, but as we've said before, I don't really recommend him for that. You have Bradley, you got last time. He's awesome. We have a song about him. I'm not singing it again. You've already heard it once. So that's what we think of Hedrick. He's just great for arena. He's going to be good probably as your second marksman potentially. I think he, compare and contrast to how he goes against Wayne, but that's pretty much where we're at. I mean, I've read good things about Hendrick. You still have Bradley. Again, if you're free to play, there's no need to get Hendrick. You have Bradley. You should have Bradley by now. If not, you should have at least 4 stars on Bradley by now, if not 5. Just because we've had a few lucky wheels by this time. So you should definitely be loaded up with Bradley and dreamily staring at his picture, which I'm not going to bring up, and singing, nope, gotcha. I'm not going to do it. Gotcha. And finally, our man, Gato, Gato? I don't pronounce it. Right over here. He's lucky wheel this time. So you're getting him. You're free to play. You're big spender, little spender, medium spender, partially spender, part time spender, whatever you are. You're getting them. You spend your gems on them, spin that lucky wheel, get them up. Here's your new infantry setup. We're going to find out how so. Is he your setup for Bear? No, for everything I read, he's not. But we're going to go through his skills to prove that right. And most likely, he's just going to be your garrison lead for defense. Will he become a joiner? We'll find that out too. Exploration, he activates the Shield of Resolve as the heir of kings, providing shield with protection equal to 380%, equals to attack 308% that will be deducted first. It lasts for 5 seconds. That's pretty good. Then, of course, we have his inherent regal aura intimidates all heroes around enemy heroes. I mean, look at him; he looks very intimidating. Reducing their attack by 5% and increasing his attack by an amount equal to 5% number of intimidated heroes for 3 seconds. Wow! So it just pretty much says that he's a badass. Finally, we have the Regal Dance, and his accessory combat skills resemble a powerful war dance, granting a 15% chance of dodging enemies' normal attack and a 20% critical hit rate. Holy crap, that's pretty good. But as always, infantry only lasts so long, so he's probably going to be tested out for your arena. You can check him out. Will he be better than? There's that yawn again. Wu Ming or pardon me, Edith. No, I don't know. We'll find out. Obviously, he's gonna have stronger skills, just his standard attacks, which of course we're just looking at stats over here. He's gonna be good off the bat. Then as he gets increased, we'll see what happens. He's gonna be a test for arena or for individual attacks. Expedition. I mean, this is already pretty good. He commands his troops with Golden Guard with Imperial Guard tactics, increasing his infantry defense by 30%. That's huge. Infantry is your biggest amount of troops. Is he a joiner? Probably not. Because, maybe if you're running a 70-30, you could go that because you could roll that, see how that works with 30% increase in infantry defense, but doesn't help the lancers at all. Then we have the King's Bestowal. Great Kings blesses his infantry, granting infantry a shield with protection equal to 30% of the attack each time they attack for 1 turn. That's not too bad either. So extra protection on infantry again. So he really protects the infantry, as we see. And finally, his Formidable Legion instills fear in enemies, reducing their attack by 25%. So, yeah, so he's a lead garrison. He's your new guy because right there, you're reducing all enemy attacks by 25%. This is why he's the lead. If this was your first skill, then he's 100% a joiner. Because this is a third skill, he's your lead. So he's replacing whoever you got. You have Wuming, you have Edith, you're going all the way back to Hector still. He is your guy for that, but he is not, I repeat, he's not your bear lead because he's all defense. Now, once again, we will go to skills, and he's got Golden Fang. Here we go, which is his widget. And for exploration, his extra shield protection equal to attack 95% is granted to King's Resolve, reflecting 30% damage to the enemy while the shield is active. That's pretty nice. Uh, and then finally, he's got indestructible cities are forged with courage and determination, increasing defender troops' defense by 50%. So he gets defense increased by 50%, plus all you saw those other defensive skills. He is 100% your garrison lead. I said, depending on your alliance and your ratios, if you're a 70-30, that's going to be when you're going to add him as a joiner potentially. Otherwise, you're probably unlikely. You're probably still going to stick with like Patrick, maybe Ramos, because he's pretty good with his percentages because he's got infantry and something else. I think he's got infantry and lancers. I don't recall off the top of my head. Um, but we'll find out anyways because we're gonna go back. We can check him out because I have Amos, who's over here somewhere. I'm just seriously. Why do you watch me? I really don't know what I'm doing. Here we go. There's Amos. And once again, his skills as a joiner. Look at that. So, reduces damage taken by lancers and marksmen by 30%, and infantry by 70% for 2 turns. So, yeah, he's a great joiner right there. Super reduction in damage as a joiner for almost, even though he's level 4. So, maybe you have him by now. You've got him finally the 4 stars. Again, it's Gen 4. We're up to Gen 8 now. So, almost is there. Otherwise, always tried and true. Where is he? Patrick. Joiner. 25% health. I mean, you just can't go wrong there. Everyone needs health. Keeps you alive. So this has been the Mighty Rider. He has tutorial. Wow. Really, why do you watch me? I can't even speak. Well, this has been the Mighty Rider. Thank you for again learning with our Gen 8 heroes did together. We had Sonya, we had Hendrik, we had Gatot. So our little recap here: Gatot, you're going to get him. He's going to be your lucky wheel. You want to get him. You spend your gems on him because whenever you get a lucky wheel, you always want to get that character, even if they're not the greatest, because they're going to benefit you better than your last one, especially if you're free to play. If you're free to play, you just live by the lucky wheel. That's kind of how it's going to go. Gatot, well, again, or Gatot, I don't know. You have to find out. Google how you pronounce his name. I'm not going to do that right now. Maybe later. Maybe I'll remember and show it to you in the next video. But go with that. Hendrik for arena. If you are going to spend, if you're a light spender, then Hendrik's probably your guy because I've heard he's really good for arena. He's got that area effect damage. And Sonya only if you're a spender. Then you'll eventually get her anyways. I'll eventually have her. As you see, I've already fallen into unlocking her, which was not my intention. I just happened to be getting it through the one, not event, but bonus calculator, so to speak. Where you're gathering resources, they get different levels. I unlocked her that way. But there she is. So again, Sonya's Lancer, you're gonna skip her unless you're a big spender. You're skipping Sonya. You got free to play Lancer next time because Lancer's Lucky Wheel next time. I believe it's Fred, if I'm not mistaken, for Gen 9, and I've heard some good things about him for your Lancer. And then obviously he replaces your last free to play, which I believe was Renee. So we've come a long way. And so we've got Sonya, we've got Kato, we've got Hendrik. I hope you are more prepared for Gen 8 and then already thinking about what you're doing for Gen 9 because you already know who you're if you're free to play, who your lucky wheel is. Lucky wheel again, Kato. Hendrik is on your Hall of Heroes, and then the KOI and castles and whatnot are going to be Sonya. So that's how you're going to work it out. Figure it out for yourself. Talk to other people in your alliance. Take an evaluation of your heroes. As you can always see mine, load it up and up. Again, I'm a spender. I am a large sea mammal. We will now check in with Puppy to say goodbye. Puppy. Come here. There we go. Sorry. Oh, he was sleeping. I apologize to him. He's gonna hate me later. You're still a good boy. Puppy has to hear it. Hello, people. You watch just for me. And is it? I'd like to know in the comments below while you're liking and subscribing. Do you just fast forward to the end just to see the puppy? I'd really love to know that because I wouldn't be surprised if you do that, right? If they do that. Once again, this has been the Mighty Rider. I would like to thank you and tell you to like and subscribe. Hopefully, get to that 1,500 subscriber list, as I mentioned last time. Which again, thank you all for watching, learning. As always, we get better together, and I am always by your side. See you next time.